Welcome back to another Mythic Dungeon commentary. I am Susano. I will be your host today. Today we're going into a 13 Priory. I'm playing Disc Priest, and I did not expect this dungeon to be as smooth as it went. There was a handful of deaths, but it was still smoother than I anticipated. So right off the bat, of course, I'm wheeling woeing, hitting him with a shield so that he gets a little bit of protection on when he goes in. And now I do like doing this group separate from the mini boss and just burning this group down and then going into it. So I'm okay. I like this pull because I've done it a couple times where the minute we kind of got them grouped up, we had the knight that does the disrupting shout. He synced up with the mini boss AoE, and he just did 10 million to us and wiped the whole group. So here I got holy locked, which was a mistake. Luckily, I do have my void orb out, so my void blast is just letting me cast shadow damage anyways. So I was able to keep casting through it. But you need to be aware when that disruptive shout is coming out that you don't get caught and you don't get silenced, because it's a lot of damage to be silenced around. All right, so now we make the move over to grab these guys and Sullyman. I run over here. Make sure to grab this buff if there's no pally in the group. It just adds a little bit of damage to your group. Right away, we're going right into it. We don't have any knights in here, so I don't need to worry about disruptive shout. So I'm just kind of pumping out heals. I got the thunderclap coming out right now. I think this one catches me a little off guard, but we're able to get right back up through it. I potion and desperate prayer because, like I said, it caught me off guard. I wasn't paying attention to it. You see me find Sullyman now, so that I can watch his thunderclap coming out a little bit easier, and then as well on the right. So here we have thunderclap, radiance comes out, shield, void blast, evangelism. Everybody's back up. I try not to blow like too much. Evangelism is pretty short of a cooldown, so I've been becoming more generous with it. But you kind of roll this right into another, not high damage, but like can possibly be high damage if the lunging strike goes south. So for right here, every time thunderstorm's coming out, or thunderclap, comes out, I'm trying to have something for it so that I can top everybody up quickly. When you're in a pack of things and things are shooting, that's when it's important to get them up right away. Usually people don't pull this one, so I find controlled mind suit them. But with Sullyman, if you pull him with a bunch of things and they're shooting, that's when it's important to get people up quick. Once everything dies and it's just him, there's not as much of a rush to get everybody back topped up, so you don't need to be blowing stuff as dramatically. So here I move back this way to try to create some space. He unfortunately moved with me, so I moved this way. So lunging strike, right on me, perfect. I love that. I got stone form. Take it off me right away. It alleviates a little bit of the healing because nobody's taking damage now besides that. Now we're all kind of spread out here. You can dodge lunging strike if you're able to move quick enough in midair, which a lot of people don't do. It's kind of difficult, but if you have like blank or disengage or some sort of like dash, you can get out of the way of it. So like the mage in theory should be able to get out of the way of it, but he's really close. And same with the druid. The druid has feral spirits, I think it is, or feral lunge, whatever it is, that kind of like just lunges you back. So if you have that, go kind of far away, as far away as you can. Maybe not as far away as you can, but far enough where you can read the lunge, and then you can just jump out of it, and you never get it. And it helps a lot because right now he's got 5 seconds of tick damage on it. I got no one to hit, so I'm just kind of hitting him with whatever I got. And luckily we're good now. It's not a big deal. But if you're at like max stacks when something dies like that, it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to heal through it. But for the most part, it's not too bad. But if you can avoid it, you can. I almost pulled putts on the side there because my robot didn't walk over it. Here we got Holy Smite. That's going to chunk people. Same with this Harpoon. This Harpoon's a pretty heavy bleed, so if somebody gets it, throw a little love at their way. I usually try to just, like I said, throw the bubble on them as soon as I can. If I have to throw out some flash heals, I'll do that too. But that's the difficult part comes when multiple people have it. I got Holy Locked again. I wasn't paying attention. So that was a little bit of a oh shit moment. It was a little panic, but I'm able to get a radiance out right into a penance, right into a mind blast, and we're good to go. But disruptive shout is one of those things in this dungeon that always catches me. I know I have alerts for it, but it's the one thing that always catches me off guard. I think, okay, so here I think somebody, if not me, dies to Purification. Purification is really, really strong. If you can try to figure out who it's going to go on before it goes on, you can get ahead of it. But it does a lot of damage. So that's something that's worth dumping. Maybe a pain sup, definitely definitely a shield into them, and then some spot heals if you can. I am casting on this for far too long without Shadow Word Bane. Also, Penance is a really, really good direct heal. So if somebody is taking damage like that, you can just Penance directly into them, and you'll pump them full of health. So that's something that you can always do too. He gets low again. We go through this, works out fine. Not my favorite pull right here. We pull everything, including the mini boss. But the mini boss I don't think gets interrupted quick enough. Yeah, because she's not pulled in yet. Maybe we're okay. So we got stuff going right now. We got some cooldowns going. We pull the boss in. Now I just drop my shadow, my fiend, and I threw a flash heal on myself for the DR. And here we go. We got reflective shield up, so everybody's gonna start taking damage, and I don't have a radiance for it. A little bad timing. So I run through, I flash heal everybody, and flash heal's also healing me and also keeping that 10% DR strong. Once that's through, I'm caught up. Now I have almost 2 radiances, which is the only reason I do it. If you'll see me periodically go through and flash heal people or renew people, and that is only to catch up on radiances. If I use radiance a little too early and ran out of it, I'll go through quick when there's some downtime and make sure that I can catch back up. That shield, if people are in their cooldowns, they take a ton of damage. So people, that's kind of like on you, but also on them to make sure that they're not unloading their entire arsenal right into a reflective shield. But I think it only reflects like 30% of the damage, so it's really not too bad to heal through. Ideally, you have a Shadow or Void Wraith along with your Mind Blast, your Penance, your whole ramp. Now, I don't like these because these Lynxes leap to people and it deals a ton of damage. Usually it's me who's taking all that damage, but I decided to go into melee range. So it decided to pick the Mage, I believe, the Mage and the Boomkin. Now, what you can do is you can Ursul's Vortex so that when they leap out, they get pulled back in before they reach you, and it will not reach you. If you have a monk, you can put a Rop, and everybody stands in the ring of peace, and they'll never reach you. So there's some tech to avoiding it, but this mage is just getting cooked with 2 right now, and now I got to move. Now we got a 3rd one on it, and I think somebody goes down here. No, I think we're okay. Yeah, sometimes during that Ember Storm, when I have to move and I can't really full cast, if somebody's got 2 or 3, lunges on them and they're taking a ton of damage, you got to take care of yourself a little bit. I'm doing my best there. But that time it was okay. 2 isn't bad. 3 or 4, like if you're the only range sitting out there and you're just getting smashed with links, it can get pretty dangerous. Like half of the links jumps we had were stopped. So that's, kind of showing you how many times they can actually stack up, especially if you're the only one out there. I think if everybody goes in melee, I don't think they leap at all. Alright, he's down. We go to the boss. This is kind of a heavy tank fight, and I make a mistake and die almost immediately here. So there's a divine judgment is something that you need to make sure you're taking off the tank. So I'm looking down at my screen there, and at the last second I realized, oh, the spear's coming right at me, and I move. So I got the dispel off and saved the tank's life, but mine. Now at this point everybody's like, why aren't we getting a res? You see all the reses come out. They get me up. I right into a darkness. Thank God he put that darkness down, because I would have came right up into that holy radiance. I put radiance out. I immediately pop a evangelism. Actually, I think I may have been mid cast on that radiance and clipped it with evangelism, which sometimes stops the radiance cast. So I may have just wasted that evangelism there. Luckily, the group's been really solid. So now I'm making sure to still watch that dispel. Boom, I get it off, but I'm also trying to be more aware of the spear. And now we have radiance coming back up. I think I throw a barrier. Yeah, I throw a barrier down. This is a great time to barrier. It's early in the fight. Fight's gonna go on for 2 more minutes, so should be okay. I, in my head, thought, okay, barrier's down. There's no reason to pop any kind of ramping stuff, but my mistake. It did a lot of damage. It did a lot more damage than I thought. So when Radiance is coming up, make sure you have your squid. Make sure you have your Mind Blast, and you know you can go right. Even if you don't have your penance, you're fine, because that comes up super quick. But yeah, that's definitely something worth holding your cooldowns for. Boom, take Dispel that off him right away. I usually try to be like instant on that Dispel, but after the Hurl Spear got me, I'm a little bit more apprehensive to focus on it. Yeah, I think we lose the Druid here. Unfortunate. I think it was just a bad overlap with the Radiance. I wasn't really ready for it. My timings were off kind of throughout this dungeon. Sometimes they were really, really good, and other times I was kind of slipping on stuff. You know, it's part of it. It happens. It's not a big deal. But again, I'm watching this, comes up, boom, dispelled. Now, I don't think we don't have anybody to battle res, but even if we did, we probably wouldn't send it here, just because it's just so much better to save it when this boss is that low. Oh, we got Radiance. I have Evangelism, so I'm planning on using that. Use it, everybody's fine. I try to use Evangelism towards the end of it, or like in the middle of Radiance, not, you know, initially like right away. If you can use it towards the end or in the middle, I feel like it just works a little bit better. Unless you're about to lose your atonement. If you're gonna lose your atonements, then 100% send it. But the rest of the fight goes okay. Holy Radiance is coming out. I'm like, please just kill this guy. I don't really have anything for this. We kill him. Immediately go to the resurrection. So now we're going into one of the parts of the dungeon I hate the most. The Paladins. Paladins cast Sacred Toll, which is a nightmare, especially if you pull too many of them. I don't really think we needed the Lust here. I think he called for the Lust, expecting him to pull this in one of the side packs. But it's whatever. It lets me regenerate some cooldowns because I can just slam all my abilities, and you know I can top people up pretty quickly. So it did work out, but I think I probably would have preferred Lust on like the next pull we do, because the next pull is pretty vicious. If you're a DPS, do the healer a favor, burn one of the Paladins down. Even taking one out of the equation is just going to make life so much easier. So we nuked that pack, and then here's where I think we probably should have had Lust, because we've got 1, 2, 3 Paladins here, which is teetering on the line of too many, especially in a pug where you can't really coordinate cooldowns. But I think we get through it with no deaths here, if I remember right. Toll comes out, I get everybody back up. The next Toll comes out, I kind of get everybody back up. And now we have one more Toll that should come out. No, you know what? I think these guys were good. They burned a pally right away. So if you burn a pally right away, you don't need to worry about that, you know, triple Toll. Ooh, this actually might be tough. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I think I was looking for a penance on myself, and I didn't have it, so I immediately went to flash shields because I thought there was going to be another Toll coming out. Luckily, he was in the Consecrate side. They rotate back and forth between Consecrate and Sacred Toll, so you do have a little bit of downtime in between the blasts, the you know, the chain of those. And I don't think I really had anything, and was kind of sweating it. Right here, I get smacked with a couple Holy Smites. So again, I need to get myself topped up because Sacred Toll is coming out, and I know that we're going to be in trouble if it comes out. So I use flash shields in the little downtime I have before it comes out, because I know that I'm a little short on radiances. So my theory behind it is, okay, I can cast Radiance after we get hit by one of them, and then use that as part of my pump back up heal. I think we got another one coming out right there. Boom. I get my orb out. We're casting. We got one more Toll, and then I think we're safe. Oh, there's one more. Yeah, see, this is a little, you get you sweating a little bit because these Tolls come out. The best thing I can say for dealing with these Tolls is when the first one's coming out, have your Radiances out, Go with your squid, your mind blast, your penance. Penance will take up the first one, and then the second one's going to come out. You're going to need to just blast through that one. If a third one comes out, you're safe after that. So as long as you can get topped up after the second one, you're safe after the third one. If you have 4, use an evangelism or use uppies or something like that, and hopefully your team can kill at least one of them fairly quickly. These guys manage the sacrificial pyres very, very well. A lot of times people rush them. You have 30 seconds to clear it. 30 seconds. If you have, that means you can have one person every 10 seconds go into it. So he goes in, I'm just healing, boom, he takes another one. The tank can usually take a good chunk. Now he's got 7, 6, 5, 4 seconds on the dot. He could theoretically let it drop off entirely and then go back in and be fine. That's something that tanks could do every single time, is take 2, let it drop off, and then go back in. But I think a lot of people still don't understand fully how it works. Now this is the hard part because it requires 5. So I have barrier ready. I'm waiting to see somebody go over there in order to drop barrier, because we're in a pug, we're not really communicating with each other. But as soon as barrier goes down, he goes in, which is the right play. Other people need to get in my barrier so that it actually helps them. I think we had a little too many people rushing to get into this thing because we still have 8 seconds left. Now no one does it. Okay, we got to clear it off. At one point in this fight, I believe I run into it because I see the timer going and no one else is going into it. But take your time with these things. They're 30 seconds. You can have the tank do 2 almost every time, and then just go slow. Like right here, too fast. We got shield out. We got health on. We got people low on health. Don't go into it right now. He goes in. That's fine. Now the tank can take another. The tank should be the one that goes in. The mage goes in to clear it off. It's only 3 stacks. That's fine. You know, nobody's stacked up too high and taking too much damage. So we're able to heal through it fairly easily. He gets a little low, so I throw the shield on him just to kind of buy myself some time to reposition. Now again, this one's the 5 stack. Take your time with this one. Let the tank get 2. So he goes, he pops. He should go back right back in. Boom. He gets another one. Now we got burning light. So wait a second. Okay. Tank's got 5 seconds left. And then a couple people rush it. They get a little nervous that we're running out of time. Now nobody goes in. So I have paints up on myself and then rush myself in there. And we almost lose the druid. We were kind of on that line of like, do we ignore it? Do we let it go? I start almost realizing I'm dying because I forgot the dot doesn't go away when the boss dies like it should. But yeah, that was a fine line of, do we ignore it and go for the boss, or do we have to clear it? I kind of thought we had to clear it, so I paints up myself and ran in and grabbed it. Now again, we got a couple priests that are going to be smiting. Ideally, people are interrupting these smites. And then we have the paladins that are dropping Consecrate first, and then they drop the Sacred Toll. Right now, we only have 2 paladins, so I'm kind of just hanging out here. I keep just spamming some smites. I put the Radiance out because I see Tolls coming. I drop Squid. I go Dark Reprimand, top everybody up. Another one comes out, Mind Blast, into an Evangelism, Void Blast. We're good. Now, one of these pallies is going to die by the time the next one comes out. And then 1 Sacred Toll is significantly easier to heal through, because 2, if you don't heal at all, people die. If you get 1, you're kind of okay for a little bit. So this pop back up's a little slower than normal because I know that we don't have another one coming right after it. I don't need to blow uppies or anything like that, or send my squid when there's something at 5%. Now here's another part that's a little difficult. When we pull these guys, we have 2 paladins, the footmen, and maybe the mages, but I know the footmen, when they die, they explode. Oh, purification. Purification is a deadly thing on. It's very hard to heal through. If you get it on yourself, pop like heavy defensives if you have them. I tried to go with my flash heal in a bubble, and it was ripping through me still. So if you've got something for that, when that gets put on you, please use it, because it makes life so much better for me. This was weird too, because he went really far down, and I started to lose people on a line of sight. So you can see I come over here, and I Radiance, doesn't tag half the group because everybody's down there. So now we're in trouble. Luckily this pally is about to die, But if that pally had health and was with a Sacred Toll, it would have just wiped our group there. So if you're tank, try not to drop down there too far. If the healer's there, I mean, I could have went right on the stairs, but that's the circle from the light spawn was there, so it's kind of difficult. But that's just something that happens. Anyways, yeah, purification. Make sure you are sending stuff into people if they get it. Always know that the footmen, when they die, they explode and they deal with group-wide damage. But if you CC them right before they die, so they're CC'd when they die, they do not explode. So again, I saw that one coming. I faded, I flash healed, I bubbled myself, and I still was in trouble there. So it is a lot of damage. Try to be aware if it's getting on you. And if you're the healer and someone else gets on him, throw him a little bit more love. See, as soon as I saw that it was going on him, I bubbled him. I'm waiting for penance to go up. Penance brings him up, and a shield with it. They're able to get him back up. Definitely just direct targeting penance. Whoever has that is a very strong play, because penance just right on a player does heal a shit ton. So it's very valuable, priority healing tool. I think this guy dies again. No, the druids had some bad luck in the group, so sometimes when things get shady, he's the first one to go down. He gets smacked by a couple free casts, which is dangerous in this pack too. If you don't get the mages in and you don't get, I got double purified and immediately dead. I went from 50% of health to nothing. If you get double purification and you're not like a classic and immune, you're kind of just dead. Even if I had all my defensives rolling, it would have been bad. So I paints up one guy, and he ends up dying to one of the footmen exploding. But had we not killed that footman at the same time, he probably would have been fine through it. Paints up will really, really help with purification. So if you have one and you're able to send it on somebody who's kind of low, it'll help a ton. Again, I got hit with a fireball right into my purification, so that was just a missed kick. We had people down. It happens. Now, we're making really good time regardless. So a couple of those little like spot deaths aren't too bad. Sometimes you just get hit with a couple things at the same time. Like the double purification, not really much I could do. Purified into a fireball, it's gonna tap me out. Now this is shady because these guys are low on health right now. And I was kind of mad he pulled, because there was like I couldn't set up before the guy started taking a ton of damage, and I think that was a little selfish on the tank. Luckily this guy's not a boss technically, so you can just release and come back, but I would have liked him to let me get those people topped up a little bit, because now we just lost his cooldowns, we just lost all that stuff. But he's back, and I throw a renew on him just to get atonements rolling. I do use evangelism. It's just a way to, as soon as he gets it, just pop everybody back up. Otherwise, I am just straight up just crushing smites, mind blasts, penances, dark reprimand, whatever you can. The rod damage here it's almost bearable because it's just consistent damage. So as long as you're not stopping, you're usually pretty good. But right now I'm at like 3.5 million healing per second, and everybody's kind of teetering around, but we're getting okay. And then when he dies, he explodes as well, so you see everybody else drop, and then there we go. Yeah, kind of send a lot of stuff on that guy. Barrier's good there too, if you wanted to barrier the people. And sometimes you can't really move when you're fighting that guy, just due to the nature of how consistent you need to be healing. But throwing a barrier down, if you have a lot of melee classes, or throwing it down and having the range move into it, can make your life a lot easier. Now, this normally would be a very, very hard pull to survive, just because everybody's getting nuked down kind of at the same time. And once they get low and they start dying, they start exploding, and most of the time people don't pause DPS, they don't slow. This group was really good. We had one guy pop, I think we have 2 pop here, and then they kind of just pause, they kind of just freeze, which was really, really like not expected from this group, because we were kind of just zugging along. But you see, like, they're just kind of, everybody's at 1%, and they're not just getting nuked down. The last 2 popped right at the same time, but that could have easily gone south if they had just continued to zug. So really, really good, non-communication, just like pugs just, rolling with it. It's good to see. You don't see it all the time. Now, Murpray is real tough. I get caught by a Holy Flame that I don't even see. Maybe in the heat of the moment, I just didn't notice it. But Inner Fire is going to just start kind of, it's going to come over with Blinding Light. So you're going to get hit hard. I dispel him because he did not turn, which kind of puts me in a bad spot. But we're able to get back up. I roll right into Mind Blast. I know I got my squid coming, so I'm kind of just trying to top people up. Squid comes out.
Tonky.
Hit the PI. All right, and now we're back good. It was a little sketchy having to spend that GCD on them. Again, this is really bad too when you get targeted with that and you have to move. So I'm kind of doing my best to keep people alive. It's tight. Luckily, the damage kind of stopped, so we were able to just keep ripping through. I'm trying to save barrier and uppies for the next phase. I don't mind sending evangelism here, and I don't mind sending paint ups. I don't think I do send any paint ups, though. I got to get better with sending those out. That's one of my critiques of myself, is that I don't send enough paint ups. I'm able to turn around here. I know he's gonna get hit again, so I was ready for it that time. That's what I don't see. So just the nature of my camera angle and kind of just what was around me and my weak core stuff, I don't really see it that well. Probably on me. I should have a little bit better positioning. I should know it's coming out and should be looking for it. Here I'm a little bit more aware. Now we're ready to move upstairs. So upstairs you have to break her barrier and these ads come in. As long as her barrier's up, the ads are coming in. So if you can nuke it quick, you only get one set of ads. So I barrier down to diffuse the AoE damage, but also because I know that a lot of these ads are coming in, are going to start hitting the people in that range. So I penitence, that gives me a shield to keep me safe, and it's going to pump some heals out into the other players as well. That was a really, really good grab by the VDH to yank everybody in, and then I believe Tonky, the Druid, used Ursol's Vortex to hold everything there. Very, very good combo. I evangelism right there, immediate pop up. Evangelism is really good at just popping back up off of sharp damage, and something like that where I need to face away. You can still radiance. When you're facing away, you can still radiance and tag everybody, but I can't hit my penance, I can't do my smites. So being able to just pop that evangelism to get everybody, healthy before you kind of top them all off is really huge. I'm holding PI here for Cody. He's got 2 seconds on combust. There it is. I'm worried about myself. I wanted to get that PI out because I knew if I died, they could still kill it. And we got her. And yeah, there you have it. That is my 13 Priory of the Sacred Flame. Till next time, guys.